Hi there, just a quick update on the petition. We are now at 969,216 signatures, and the plan is to still submit it directly to the Forfeitures Committee once we reach 1 million signatures. That seems to be an option that people were coalescing around, and I'm certainly happy to do that, to get that ball in motion. We're not that far off reaching that target now, which is fantastic to see. So thank you again for all your support. One thing which has been bugging me recently has been the comments by both the Prime Minister and the Leader of Opposition basically refusing to outwardly back the call for Paula Venables to be stripped of her CBE. So I thought it'd be interesting just to look at what they've said. So the Prime Minister on Thursday said there's an independent process for honours forfeiture, which is done by an independent committee, so that's a separate process from government. But more generally, my job is to make sure that we're putting in place the compensation schemes and all those people who were awfully treated, suffered an appalling miscarriage of justice get the justice they deserve, and that's what we're delivering. I mean, that is a bold statement given how long it appears that government has sat on this. This isn't a new issue. This is an issue that Justice for Sub Postmasters Alliance have been fighting literally decades for. And it just feels like when members of the government want to accelerate a process. I mean, the other thing that was in the news today was the awarding of PPE contracts. It seems that the government is actually able to make this machinery move faster. So it feels high time that they help it move faster in the interests of the poor men and women who've been subjected to decades of trauma that's still ongoing. So, I find that a bit of an issue. Keir Starmer's comments on an article on ITV passes 800,000 signatures. Well, we've gone a lot further beyond that now. If I go here, get to the bit where Keir Starmer comments. So, Sir Keir told ITV News, I thought that programme was really powerful in exposing the scandal and miscarriage of justice on a very wide scale. I actually know some individuals who've been caught up in this. I know the impact it's had on their mental health as much as anything. Whether she hands back her award is really a matter for her, but I do think there's a more important point here in many senses. Compensation for the victims is overdue. It was due in December. The Treasury have set the money aside, but the government hasn't paid it. So I say to the government, get on and do the right thing and pay compensation to the victims of this miscarriage. I mean, I think we all wholeheartedly agree with this statement. If the money's set aside, let's start it getting paid. Let's resolve these cases. Let's go a small way towards repairing some of the damage that this scandal with the Horizon IT system has caused. But one of the frustrating things is, I think, obviously, there's going to be a general election here. Both these, Rishi Sunak is currently in office as our Prime Minister. Keir Starmer is the Leader of the Opposition, who is vying to be our next Prime Minister. And it feels like they are both saying, we know the solution, we know the problems, we admit there's a mistake, but we can't move on this, we can't do anything on this. Well, that surely can't be true. If you're asking people to vote for you, and on the basis that you can change the country for good, which they've promised to do in terms of taxation, to relieve the heavy burden of cost of living on families, to get the economy going again, everything you always tell us about everything is about you changing the country. So my appeal tonight to both Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and to the Leader of the Opposition, Sir Keir Starmer, is actually please start taking some action on this. I mean, are you telling me that the parliamentary debate can't be scheduled on this? When emergency legislation was needed during COVID, that happened, and rightfully so, to try and protect the public. Well, there are members of the public, namely the sub-postmasters and sub-postmistresses, that have been so deeply affected by this that they are members of the public that need your help now. So if there's one thing that I hope people can do, please share this message. I'm not sure whether they'll listen to it. I'm not sure whether they'll hear about it. But on the off chance that it might do, and it might spur the government and the opposition into some action on behalf of the people affected by the post office scandal. I'm putting this out there for people to share and leave their comments about the thoughts on this, to hopefully show that actually the public does expect a response from their elected politicians who are in a job and in a position to be able to make this change happen and make it happen faster. The victims of this disaster, and there's no other word for it really, it is an absolute disaster, have been put off and shunned and given false promises and told to wait for too long now. And it's time that both the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition seize the initiative and take action. Thank you for listening. Bye.